na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TN. Mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353. Alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye Quickbit ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
Did you know that disease and accidents occur suddenly and when least expected? If you have a medical insurance policy, it gives you peace of mind knowing that your medical expenses will be catered for by insurer up to your policy limit. Now you know. IRA, promoting insurance, protecting the insured. On KBC Channel 1.
Elsie Nandwa is battling a flurry of autoimmune disorders. This is a condition that occurs when your immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys healthy body tissue. It is incurable but manageable.
The major challenge we have with the management of this disease is that the drugs that work best are very expensive.
Nandwa is worried that her immunity is compromised.
The infliximab itself, it's an immunosuppressant, so my immune is very low. So I'm not supposed to be lousy, walk around in matatus, because I'm at risk of getting the COVID-19.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Daddy, our school is putting on a football match.
Don't interrupt me. I've been waiting for this all year.
Daddy, is it your birthday?
What birthday are you talking about? I hope you and your father can get along. Your mother always wanted that.
Uncle, promise you'll not tell Hugo about this.
Okay. It's our little secret.
Your shoes are so ugly. My classmates will all laugh at you.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Are you embarrassed of me, huh? What?
Next on.
Kuna mashakili mengi katika dunia hii, atuondole. Kuna COVID-19 ya corona, ndo hiyo. Kuna shida, kuna maradhi, pesa imekosekana, maisha yamekuwa ni magumu, kila mmoja analia, wafanya biashara wanalia, wafanya kazi wanalia, watoto ndo hawa. Alhasili ni na Mwenyezi Mungu Subhanahu wa Ta'ala ndo mwenye kutoa riziki.
Next on.
Sasa
poa sana.
Umekaa muda bila kuja hapa.
Si unajua last time mlinitengeneza nywele vibaya sana.
Na vile tumetunza vizuri. Kwani siku hizi ni pesa una ama nini? Tangu nikushuke. Chau.
Pesa ama shughuli.
Pita napiga. Ngoja kwanza niongelee.
Na haraka kidogo tafadhali.
Una haraka? Unaenda wapi mama?
Useme wewe ni nini unafanya pesa yako wewe? Nini? Wewe lama. Na bado unaendelea kucheka. Ni nini? Mse unafanya nika umetoka kunyolewa na kiposho mil mzee. Acha mchana.
Huo ni ungwana.
Next on.
Bye.
Okay.
What is it, Eric?
Is that if?
At least find out who Glenn is working with.
Nitamsaka alafu nitakushow.
Kama unataka uzuri, usichukue pesa ya huyo mama. Utaenda jela.
Unataka kumwaga uga.
What do you think is going to happen once you solve your father's mystery?
Let's wait and see.
If I go down for anything whatsoever, you better believe I'm taking Joel and Chris with me.
I can't take this anymore. I'm done.
Cheki, mimi naona tuishie. Wewe zidi.
So this is your game plan?
Good afternoon. Thank you for keeping it KBC Channel 1. This is the lunchtime news On the 27th day in the month of May 2021, the day the country has set aside for national prayers, these as we reflect on the effects that we have had in the country, especially amid the spread of COVID-19, and at the same time a section of the world is coming to terms with effects of natural calamities. My name is Irene Muchuma Odim. My co-anchor on sign language interpretation is Lucy Mwaura. Do interact with us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1 on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now, we begin from Afya House. My colleague Purity Mseu has been pitching camp in the area with the delegation from the Ministry of Health. This as the Cabinet Secretary for Health, Mutahi Kagwe, announces the state of COVID-19 in the country. Purity, good afternoon from wherever you are. If you can hear me, please bring us up to speed with the latest development from the Ministry of Health.
Good afternoon to you. The Cabinet Secretary for Health, Honorable Mutahi Kagwe, did address the media a few moments, and he confirmed that the country has confirmed 3 different variants of COVID-19, the one first detected in India, and the one from the UK, and the third one that was first detected at South Africa. And so far, Kisumu County and Mombasa County, Kilifi counties have shown some signs of community transmission of at least the South African and the UK variants, and therefore putting Kenyans on the spot and urging them to remain vigilant, because these variants are being described as dangerous ones. And from that, of course, the Ministry of Health says that these variants were detected after genetic sequencing that happened after a meeting with experts from both the Center for Disease Control and also infectious disease experts around the world. And therefore, they are saying that they are urging county governments to just ensure that they ramp up, especially oxygen supply in their hospitals, because we may not know what will happen moving forward. And the 3 counties, of course, reporting cases so far, and they have said they will continue to discuss and see whether there is need for more measures to ensure that the counties that are yet to report these new coronavirus variants are not affected. But for now, they continue to urge Kenyans to specifically put on the mask and socially distance, as well as stay at home if possible, and continue to wash hands. And something else, Muchuma, to note is that the Minister of Health is concerned that the country may experience a 4th wave of the infection. Remember, we are yet to flatten the curve, and the country is experiencing a 3rd wave, and our positivity rate is still above the 5%. And there were also concerns, especially on the lockdown restrictions, and the Minister of Health did say that they are not planning to do that as of now, but they will be forced to do so if Kenyans will not strictly adhere to these COVID-19 protocols. And regarding the Kisumu County issue, remember, Kisumu County is set to hold the Madaraka Day celebrations. The governor for Kisumu County, Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, was here, and he said that some of the measures that they are putting is that initially they had planned that Kenyans in that area would gather in different stadiums, but for now they have banned those gatherings and urging Kenyans to watch these celebrations on their television sets and also listen through their radios. But he did confirm that the celebrations are still on, and the head of state will be expected at the Jomo Kenyatta Stadium. But he says that the guests now who will be attending that have, because the stadium has a capacity of about 30,000 people, but they said now only 10% of the people will be attending that, and only the invited guests. Actually, you're supposed to come with your card before you could attend that particular event, Irene. And of course, something important to note is that the vaccination again will stop. The first doses of vaccination, the Minister of Health has said that it's stopping today, and from tomorrow they'll begin giving Kenyans who received the first Kenyans who are healthcare workers who received the first jab in March, that they will be receiving their 2nd jab. And the Health Cabinet Secretary also said that we expect more doses, especially the Johnson & Johnson, and we will be now they will be now administering Kenyans with multiple vaccines, and therefore, for now, we have about 172,000 doses of AstraZeneca. Tomorrow, the head of the vaccination program, Dr. Kwale, has said that we will be receiving about 72,000 doses from doses, and this will add to the already 100,000 doses that we have, and this means that now about 172,000 Kenyans will receive their second doses beginning tomorrow. And of course, we will be keen to know especially how Kenyans will be receiving this, and how many Kenyans have received these alerts from the Ministry of Health that they now are due to receiving their second dose of the vaccine. Muchuma is back to you in studio.
Thank you, Purity. Good to have you. Purity Mseu reporting live from Afya House, and she will be bringing us up to speed with latest developments in matters regarding health, and also compile for us news items in our subsequent bulletins. In other news, a section of leaders from West Pokot and Elgeyo Marakwet has called for peaceful coexistence among communities living in the restive region. The leaders who convened a peace meeting with locals at Chesagon border said the unending conflict has brought untold suffering to many and stagnated development in the region. The leaders said everything must be done to ensure bandits are driven out of the region.
Leaders from West Pokot and Elgeyo Marakwet are using dialogue to silence guns and ensure arrows remain in their quiver. Such peace meetings have been convened in the past, but at this particular one, the names of perpetrators of violence were read to all and sundry. Area leaders led by Sigor legislator Peter Lochakapong called for peace among locals, though remaining firm on the need to push out those that are fanning tribal animosity.
Ilitokea kwamba wale ambao wanasumbua watu katika sehemu hili watu wachache, na hao wachache wanajulikana. Ndio tukasema hii watu wajisalamishe, wawache mienendo hizi na waweze kutembea barabara moja na amani na watu. Kama hawawezi, tumepeana hii majina kwa serikali na tunataka kupeana kwa DCI, hao watu waweze kutafutwa na watolewe katikati ya watu.
Marakwet East MP Kangogo Bowen called on the security team in the area to be proactive and respond in time to banditry attacks.
Tumeweza kufika hapa ili tuweze kuambia watu wetu wasikuwe na wasiwasi. Wasikuwe na wasiwasi, ile amani tumekuwa nayo karibu miaka miwili. Tuendelee kuwa na amani, tuendelee kufanya biashara, tuendelee kufanya shughuli zetu. Wale wachache ambao wameanza ukora tayari tumepata majina yao.
Locals from both communities said there is need to put more effort into restoring peace in the area.
Dawa hii kasi yote mwishi wa ng'ombe, Wapokot sio wote wote, Wamagwa sio wote. Mwishi ni mtu mmoja, na kama serikali wanaingilia kati wakisikia wameipa ng'ombe ya pande mapandile wakuja haraka.
Residents from both sides had expressed concern over renewed banditry and cattle rustling activities in the area.
Now, transport along Kangundo Road was paralyzed on Thursday morning after angry bodaboda operators blocked the road protesting the killing of their colleagues by suspected criminals. The riders say they have in recent months become an easy target for thugs masquerading as clients who end up killing their colleagues and stealing their motorcycles.
In the last 2 months, over 5 bodaboda operators have lost their lives under mysterious circumstances in parts of Kamulu, Ruai, and Mavoko. Thugs posing as passengers are allegedly to blame for the crime.
Aswa tuko pale watu wengi sana wapiga bodaboda, tumetoka kila country. Mimi ni Simiyu, nimetoka from Trans Nzoia. Nimekuja kupeleka mauti kwa mama yangu mzazi kutoka hapa hadi kwetu, ama nimekuja kutafuta pesa ili niende nikajenge nyumbani. Maisha yangu ikuwe nzuri.
Bodaboda operators held protests on Thursday, blocking movement along parts of Kangundo Road to express their anger over the incidences.
Kwa target kila siku na hasua hawa watu waloni. Ndio wanakujia pikipiki huku. After umemaliza miaka, after umelipa, ubakisha kama shilingi kama 10,000, 20,000. Hii ndio pesa wanakujia. Unakuja na ubaya.
The riders are accusing the police of laxity in efforts to bring culprits to book. The riders are calling on the police to rein in on the runaway insecurity.
Ile kitu yenye ningeomba, na hiyo ndio imefanya wakaaji ama waendeshaji wa bodaboda Kamulu wakasirike na wawe na ile hasira zaidi ya kufunga mpaka barabara, ni kwa sababu kuna wezi ambao walikuwa wameshikwa Githurai. Tukaenda kule Githurai kudemand tuwaone, juu tulisikia kuna mmoja ametambulika ambaye ni wa huku, of which bado tulikatazwa kumuona na usiezi wa kule, akatuambia atatuletea.
KBC University academic staff have boycotted work, claiming they had been shortchanged by the management on deals negotiated in the current collective bargaining agreement. University Academic Staff Union Secretary General Charles Mukwaya says the management has not paid 6.6 million shillings as per the CBA.
According to the University Academic Staff Union Secretary General Charles Mukwaya, the money released in a tranche from Treasury should have been paid to the staff by June 2020 and not later, as claimed by the KBC University management. Mukwaya questioned the source of funds for hefty allowances given to the university's top-level managers when the staff have not been remunerated accordingly.
We are behind you. We support you and paralyze any activities of the university that may be going on. Be patient, students. Let the workers in this university get their rights respected, and then they'll come and issue exams and continue teaching you.
WASU KBC University Chapter Secretary Dr. George Obima accused the management of purporting to renegotiate the collective bargaining agreement, terming the move illegal.
For the past almost 3 months, we have been telling them this money belongs to the people. This money belongs to the dons who were given this money. They have been taking us round circles. Finally, when we were almost napping them, they said, now we are going to pay. Then all of a sudden, we go into the negotiation room where we are the local implementation committee. We are given, addressed down. We are told this is what you must take. It can never be.
A section of residents in Bura Tofik village in Garissa Township is appealing to the government to help them in settling a land dispute that has now left them homeless. The residents claim their homes were demolished at dawn on Thursday in an incident where more than 35 houses were touched.
This is the situation at Bura Tofik village in Garissa Township. The faces of residents tell tall. According to the residents, armed police officers arrived at around 2 a.m., ordered them out of their houses before their houses were demolished.
Juu wao kuna pesa na sisi hatuna pesa. Sisi ni wamama maskini, tunatafuta riziki ya watoto zetu. Tumeuliwa hapa, tumechapwa, wengine tuko na jerehe. Usiku yote tumeteseka kukimbia, tumekimbia hapa yote.
They claim a tycoon has grabbed their land, which they say is ancestral and which they have occupied for over 30 years.
Tuko na shida, tunauliza President Uhuru Kenyatta atusaidie. Hii maneno Matiang'i labda anaweza ona leo.
Nafanya kitendo kihalifu namna hii, waende washikwe, wapelekwe mahali inastahili, washtakiwe. Na hawa akina mama maskini hawana nguvu, walibue ile uharibifu.
The Aulian community leader Sultan Hamoud Sheikh regretted what he termed as security officers taking sides in the dispute.
12 wakiniambia manyumba zao zimevunjwa unknown people. Although they are suspects. Karibu nyumba 30 na kitu zimevunjwa.
Garissa Deputy County Commissioner Bernard Ole Kipuri said that the matter is under investigation.
Tunachunguza na by the end of the day tutakuwa na majibu. Tutajua ni nani alifanya hivyo. Kwa sababu waliolalamika hawakusema ni nani alifanya hivyo. Walisema walikuta tu nyumba zao zimebomolewa.
Garissa County has had many cases of conflict over land in the recent past, with Garissa Governor Ali Korane warning residents against subdivision of land. Ruth Wamboy for Channel 1 News.
Thank you, Ruth, for that report. In other news, the National Assembly Special Funds Committee has called for regular disbursement of funds to the Constituency Development Fund Kitty to speed up the implementation of development projects. Speaking in Taita Taveta County while on an inspection tour of ongoing infrastructural development in learning institutions, the committee members expressed confidence that with more allocation, a lot can be achieved under CDF.
I've seen about 4 main projects. We started with the Muho dormitory that was constructed under the national government CDF for about 7.5 million. Then we saw the multi-purpose hall under the same secondary school. Then we went to see a girls' dormitory for Muho Primary School, which equally was constructed for about 7 million as well. And then we are finalizing here with administration block and KMTC Taita Taveta here. And we are happy the way the money has already been used within those projects.
Nimeweza kuona miradi ambayo ni ya kufurahisha kwa sababu katika eneo hili, katika Uundanyi, katika Taveta, vile ambavyo tumezunguka katika mashule, tumeona kwamba wabunge wa maeneo haya wameweza kuangalia sana hasa mambo ya watu walio na ulemavu. Tumezunguka, tunaona kuna ramps. Waona hata hapa ambapo tumesimama katika hii KMTC ambayo tumekuja hapa, iko na ramp ambayo nimefurahishwa nayo.
Kaiti Member of Parliament Joshua Kimili is calling on the national government through the County Commissioner and the Ministry of Lands to investigate the cause of perennial landslides in Du Village, Kilungu area, Makueni County. Kimili says cause of residents have incurred losses after losing homes and farms. The legislator made the plea after the Kenya Red Cross Society donated food, tents, beddings, and mosquito nets to tens of families affected by the recent landslide in the area.
Ziko hapa, my grandparents ziko hapa, my brother ziko hapa, angos, kaburi yote iko hapa, na hiyo almost itaenda, na ingine zimebebwa. Na kuna wengine hata waliaga kitambo na kaburi yao iko imeenda. Sasa mimi nashangaa sasa itakuwa ajaza.
Nimeongea na watu wangu, nimewaambia wasikue karibu na eneo hili kwa sababu hata mchana kunaendelea na kusink. Tunaona kunaendelea na kusink na hatujui ni nini. Kwa hiyo pia tunataka serikali ifanye uchunguzi tujue ni nini kwa haraka. Tujue nini inaendelea kwa sababu inaendelea na kusonga, inaendelea na kupanda. Lakini nashukuru kwa sababu mpaka wa leo hatujapoteza mtu na hatutaki kupoteza. Tumehimiza wananchi wa eneo hili wahakikishe wamekaa mbali na hili eneo kwa sababu kuna shida na hatutaki kesho tukue na maafa.
You're watching Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Remember, this is the day the country set aside for the 18th National Prayers. This as we reflect and hope for the future. Continue interacting with us on our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. Acknowledgements. Enos Omondi, you're saying you're watching KBC Channel 1 from the CBD. Oyando Weekly, if you're watching from Kisii. And Josephat Oenga, you're saying you're watching KBC Channel 1 from Kiserian. We are taking a short break. We'll be back with more. Stay with us.
Je, umeomoka? Kama hujaomoka kwenye QuickBay ndio mambo yote. Hapa tuko na fridge, kodi yake ni CM. Tuko na gas cooker, kodi yake ni CK. Tuko na TV, kodi yake ni TV. Tuko na simu aina ya Samsung ni SM, ama Oppo ni Oppo. My friend, mahali popote unanitizama, eka hizo kodi zake kisha utume kwa 4032353. 4032353, alafu utakuwa unaomoka na hizi bidhaa. Kumbuka, kwenye Quickbit ni bidhaa bora zaidi kwa bei ya chini kwa chini.
The greatest rally in the world is back in Kenya. Catch all the action of WRC Safari Rally live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1 from 24th to 27th June. See the world's best drivers navigate their machines on Kenya's rough terrain at breakneck speeds. Experience the thrills, adrenaline, drama and excitement as man and machine do battle. Don't miss out. WRC Safari Rally, live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Elsie Nandwa is battling a flurry of autoimmune disorders. This is a condition that occurs when your immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys healthy body tissue. It is incurable but manageable.
The major challenge we have with the management of this disease is that the drugs that work best are very expensive.
Nandwa is worried that her immunity is compromised.
The infliximab itself, it's an immunosuppressant, so my immune is very low. So I'm not supposed to be lousy, walk around in matatus, because I'm at risk of getting the COVID-19.
Thank you for staying with us. Welcome back to the Lunchtime News. Residents of Busembe in Sambia Sub-County, Busia County, have received a boost after Safaricom Foundation donated medical equipment in an effort to address challenges experienced in accessing health services. Busia County Chief Officer of Health and Sanitation, Dr. Isaac Omeri, appealed to residents, especially expectant mothers, to regularly attend prenatal and postnatal clinics and to give birth at health facilities. The equipment worth 1 million shillings consists of a laboratory refrigerator, fetal Doppler machine, laboratory stool, microscope, laboratory table, and a delivery bed.
At least kiwango cha mara 4 kuweza kutembelea kliniki zetu za antenatal clinics. Hiyo ndio kwa mwito kwa vile inavyohitajika. La pili, tunahitaji kwamba akina mama wote wanapojifungua waweze kujifungulia katika hospitali, waweze kuzalishwa na yule mtu ambaye amehitimu.
A teacher at Katurune Primary School in Meru County is in police custody after allegedly defiling a 7-year-old girl who is a pupil at the school. The suspect was apprehended by police officers who rescued him from an angry crowd that was baying for his blood. Imenti North Sub-County Deputy Police Commander Laban Omol confirmed Thema is being held at Meru Police Station as investigations continue. Omol lauded the public for working with law enforcing agents and cautioned them against taking the law into their own hands.
Asubuhi mwalimu aliendewa na kaletwa kwa police station awe charged. Pia tunapongeza wananchi kwa kupeana report kama hizo, kama hiyo sana sana ya leo, sababu si mara mingi tumepokea hiyo report.
Members of the Vihiga County Assembly have dismissed a signature collection campaign initiated by 2 political activists in the region aimed at dissolving the assembly and impeaching the governor, Dr. Wilbur Otichilo, over abuse of office. Led by County Assembly Speaker Hasna Mudeizi and the minority leader Tom Tingo, the MCAs accuse Joseph Shimeha and former Vihiga County Secretary Francis Ominde of using personal differences with the governor to interfere with the running of county affairs. Mdezi said they have convened a special sitting of the Assembly to discuss alleged improper conduct of 4 county executive committee members, and action taken against them will be guided by the law.
Imeanza wakati ameenda kwa press, shida yake imeanzia wakati amesikia sisi tunataka kuimpeach 4 CC members. Tumeanza process because tunataka tufuate sheria. Na tutafuata sheria from day 1 to the end. Tukiwapata na makosa tutawaimpeach kwa floor na watakuwa na uhuru wa kutafuta kama hawataridhika, watakuwa na uhuru hata kwenda mahakamani. Because that is democracy. So what we want to make sure is that we follow the correct procedure without being malicious.
This means that the Assembly or any of its committees does not take instructions from any person's, body or state organ, but executes its mandate in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, County Government Act, and the County Assembly Standing Orders and other written laws of Kenya. The Leader of Majority moved a motion to establish an ad hoc committee to investigate the unrest and payments of health workers, the issue of ballooning wage bill, pending bills owed to contractors and suppliers, among other issues that are of concern to the county government of Vihiga.
Time for Channel 1 business news. And Dutch national carrier KLM plans to start flights between Mombasa and Amsterdam in October this year. The development is likely to boost the struggling tourism industry at the coast, which has been battered by the COVID-19 scourge. KLM says the flights mainly target leisure travelers to the coastal region.
The Dutch national carrier KLM will join a host of international airlines that have direct flights from and to Moi International Airport. The airline will join Ethiopia Airlines, Qatar Airlines, Rwanda Air, and TUI Belgium that flies weekly to Mombasa from various international destinations. The carrier will operate 2 flights a week on Thursday and Sunday, flying the Boeing 787-9 Dreamliner between Amsterdam and Mombasa, starting October 31st, with a loop to Nairobi from Mombasa. KLM General Manager for East Africa, Athadia Fentala, said the flights to Mombasa will mainly target leisure travelers to the coastal city. KLM says the rising number of tourists visiting Mombasa signifies the growing interest in the unique experiences the coastal city has to offer. The coastal region, which relies mainly on income from tourism, has been severely affected by low visitor numbers to the region due to COVID-19 pandemic. As of February this year, Jomo Kenyatta International Airport and the Moi International Airport saw a total of 35,052 arrivals compared to 120,000 arrivals during the same period last year. The development comes as Tourism Minister Najib Balala said Kenya will rely on charter flights to boost tourism numbers. KLM is also banking on the increased trade between East Africa and the European Union to attract more passengers.
Passion fruit farmers have been encouraged to start growing the yellow passion fruit variety to easily access international markets. According to the Kenya Agricultural, Livestock and Research Organization, the yellow variety is fast maturing and high yielding, drought, disease and pest resistance, cutting production cost by half.
According to the Kenya National Bureau of Statistics, Kenya produces approximately 55,300 metric tons of passion fruits annually, valued at 1.9 billion shillings. However, players in the industry say passion fruit production per hectare in Kenya remains low due to poor crop husbandry. Experts say demand for the fruit has surged on the international markets during the COVID-19 pandemic period. Kenya Agricultural, Livestock and Research Organization says the purple passion fruit, traditional grown in the country, has seen yield drop over the years, limiting access to major international markets due to phytosanitary requirements, especially in Europe and Chinese markets.
If you have the varieties and the pests and diseases are not addressed, production would go very low and the yields will be very minimal. So the economic importance of passion fruit farming will not be felt.
The European Union funded project will see farmers in high passion fruit potential areas access quality seedlings to increase their yields.
And when you give a farmer a clean seed through this partnership that we are having with the markup, they'll be able to plant in a big acreage. They are going to get maximum profit from that and even empower the country in terms of economic gains, because these passion fruits again will be exported to Europe. They'll go to the industry in the production of juice. The fresh market will be getting fresh fruits. The nutrition capacity of Kenya will be enhanced.
The project is part of a 474 million shillings market access upgrade program aimed at improving fruits, beans, nuts, herb and spices value chains to increase farmers' earnings. Benson Rioba reporting for Channel 1 Business.
Pastoralists have been urged to embrace the use of biogas for cooking and lighting in order to reduce over-reliance on wood. Swedish Minister for International Cooperation Per Olsson Frid says biogas is cheaper and environmental friendly compared to biomass. Kenya plans to eradicate the use of dirty fuels by the year 2030 and has rolled out various community projects to increase the usage of clean cooking technologies.
The Swedish International Development Agency has distributed biogas units to more than 200 pastoralist households in arid and semi-arid areas in the country.
More opportunities in this land that is so rich if we learn to take care of it the right way. And I think you have shown us during the day and here that if you give people a chance, we are committed to save our planet and create opportunities for ourselves.
Today, the Minister of Environment they launched 60 units, and this has a lot of impact on the environment in terms of reducing distance that women walk to go fetch for firewood to be used for cooking and lighting.
The projects have been undertaken in Samburu and Marsabit counties and are being implemented by a consortium of organizations such as NRT, World Vision and the Stockholm Research Institute.
Nashukuru hata SIDA kwa sababu ya kuungana na NRT kwa sababu ile pesa ambayo inakuja kwa NRT inaweza kushughulikia wamama kwa amani.
Some of the projects include Ujuzi Manyatani, where young people from pastoralist communities are trained on various life skills to enable them offer services and earn a living.
It's targeting about 1,500 youth, boys and girls who had no opportunity to access this vocational training because they haven't gone to school. And so looking at giving them immediate skills like masonry, welding.
However, one of the most successful projects has been the Biogas Clean Cooking Initiative, which promotes clean energy technology. Alan Aoko, Channel 1 Business.
Across the borders, U.S. Trade Representative Catherine Tai and China's top trade negotiator, Vice Premier Liu He, held trade talks in their first virtual meeting yesterday under Biden's presidency. Both discussed the importance of the trade relationship between the two countries. Details of this and other stories in our international business roundup.
The Office of the United States Trade Representative said that Ms. Tai and Mr. Liu discussed the guiding principles of the Biden-Harris administration's worker-centered trade policy and her ongoing review of the U.S.-China trade relationship. A bitter trade war under former President Donald Trump saw tariffs placed on a range of goods traded between the U.S. and China. President Biden has insisted that existing tariffs will be kept in place for now as he looks to boost the U.S. economy, which was hit hard early in the coronavirus pandemic but is now recovering. China was the only major economy to see its global trade grow last year as it became the first big country to emerge from the pandemic. Sales of Chinese-made goods have soared around the world. Elsewhere, Morgan Stanley is closing its Indonesian onshore institutional equities trading business. The onshore Indonesian equities business was opened in 2012 following an announcement by Morgan Stanley's CEO James Gorman in November 2011 while he was visiting Jakarta. Morgan Stanley said today that its research coverage will also be provided offshore from Singapore, but added that PT Morgan Stanley Securities Indonesia will continue to serve the investment banking clients onshore. Finally, Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corporation HSBC announced it is withdrawing from U.S. mass market retail banking by selling some parts of the money-losing business and winding down others. Europe's biggest bank has for years been trying to shrink its presence in some European and North American markets where it has struggled against competition from larger domestic players. The bank said yesterday it would exit retail banking for most individual and small business customers but retain a small physical presence in the United States to serve its international affluent and very wealthy clients. Citizens Bank has agreed to buy HSBC's East Coast personal and small business banking business, including 80 branches, and Cathay Bank, a unit of Cathay General Bancorp, has agreed to buy its West Coast business, including 10 branches. According to HSBC and separate statements from the two U.S. headquartered banks, HSBC's U.S. wealth and personal banking business made a loss of $547 million in 2020 versus a $5 billion profit in Asia, primarily from Hong Kong, its most profitable market. Its global banking and markets division corporate businesses made a profit of $573 million in the United States in 2020.
Before we move to sports news, let's get back to some news making headlines in the local scene. Plans are underway to shut down all children homes in Kilifi County. The program, which is dubbed Changing the Way We Care, is funded by the government of Kenya in partnership with USAID and being implemented by the Coast Interfaith Council of Clerics, CICC, which brings together all the religions. The project aims at ensuring children are removed from the homes and reintegrated back into the community. Kilifi County has over 1,706 children living in 43 children homes.
The 3-year program to shut down all children's homes in Kilifi County, which began in March last year, is at an advanced stage and is being implemented in 3 sub-counties of Kilifi, which includes Malindi, Magarini, and Ganze. During a sensitization seminar for all chiefs of Malindi sub-county at the Catholic Institute, the chairperson of the project, Bishop Amos Lewa, said it is important for children to be brought up in a family setup.
Ya kwamba watoto warudishwe kwenye familia au kwenye jamii. Malengo makubwa ni kuwatoa hawa watoto katika nyumba za malazi au malezi, kuwaleta katika community, katika familia zao, katika watu wao.
Naomi Kazungu, a children officer at the Malindi Rescue Center, said there are many options for raising children, including foster care, guardianship, and independent support, which will be considered during the process.
Tuko na alternatives kama foster care, tuko na guardianship, wale ambao wamekuwa watu wakubwa, so kuna pia supported independent living. So hizo ni options ambao tutaziangalia.
The first phase is scheduled to end in September this year, with the subsequent phases expected to close down the remaining children's homes.
Time for sports news, and manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer accepts this season has not been a success for Manchester United, but believes his squad has the right characters to do better next time. United lost to Villarreal in the Europa League final last night after David D. Sports kick was saved in an epic shootout. The Red Devils finished second in the Premier League but has not won a trophy since 2017, while the win handed Villarreal a first major trophy in their 98-year history.
David De Gea failed at the end of a marathon penalty shootout as Villarreal dashed Manchester United's hopes of Europa League glory in Poland.
And that's a real chance, and they've taken the lead through Gerard Moreno. Beautifully delivered free kick by Parejo, and surprise, surprise, it's Moreno. He never seems to miss. He's never had a season like this before.
This was a disappointing contest, lacking in quality and producing only 3 shots on target across 120 minutes. But drama arrived in the spot kicks. All 20 outfield players converted their penalties in the longest shootout in a final of it. Gave Villarreal a first major trophy in their 98-year history, and so former Sevilla boss